Welcome back to another episode of Jeb. Today, our question is, who would win, 100 people or one gorilla? But first, who do you guys think would win, 100 Demarchis or one gorilla?
I feel like with his 29 years of wrestling experience, his size, his character.
Character, IQ, brute strength. I mean, it's definitely Mr. Demarchi, honestly.
Yeah, I feel like you have a better question. Even if it was one Demarchi, you'd need a gorilla.
100%. I mean, how could he not? I mean, just his IQ.
I think even 100 gorillas couldn't beat him, right?
Yeah, for
a
sure.
man of that character, he would never back down from a gorilla
Never
fight.
back down.
Okay, let's move on to regular people. So, on Team Gorilla here, we have John, who believes that brute strength beats numbers. And on Team People, we have Victor, who believes 100 minds
And Fizz.
are greater than one beast. So, let me paint the scenario for you guys. The fight is unarmed, no weapons, no armor, and neutral open terrain, and people are dropped in with just 5 seconds to react, and a mission to kill the gorilla. Let's dive in. So let's start with the first question. Let's look at the physical aspect. Do you guys think the raw strength of a gorilla is enough to overcome 100 people? Victor, what do you think?
No, it's not. Of course not. I mean, yeah, sure. The gorilla is like really strong. It's like what 4 to 10 times stronger than a human, but no, the gorilla is not. I mean, just off of like the quantity of humans. I mean, sure. Some people say quality over quantity, and most of the times that's true. But in this case, quantity is taking it.
Interesting. John, I'm throwing it over to you. What do you think?
Well, I think when that strength, even though like the strength of the humans added all together is stronger than a gorilla, I think when it's spread across 100 humans like that, the gorilla can chip away at the overall strength of the group without even taking any damage from the humans. And also, that's not even taking into account its like 6 or 7 foot reach of his arms, right? That can easily like surprise a human.
Yeah, but hold on. But also, according to Harvard University, biology department, humans evolve for 14 endurance, not about power. Also, the combined lifting capacity of 100 average men is 13,000 to 18,000 pounds based on standard bench press data from Healthline and Federal Fit.
I mean, that is true, but the gorilla's gonna kill at least like a large portion of the humans. So that combined, that's what combined strength is not really, that's not really true.
Yeah,
Okay, moving on. I think we should look at the psychological aspect of it. So, how do you guys think that the mental power of the people will play into this fight? Victor, do you think that 100 average people are truly going to charge at a one gorilla, or will they freeze, scatter, and panic?
Well, I feel like that might depend on the men themselves, but even if, let's say they are scared, right? Let's say they poop themselves a little bit. I feel like even then, like eventually when they realize that the gorilla is gonna like start killing all of them, they'll have to fight back or else they'll all die. So even if they are scared, it's gonna come to like a certain point where they have to fight back, and when that happens, then the men will win.
So you think the fight or flight effect will take place, and then they'll all like have to fight the gorilla?
Definitely.
Interesting. John, what about you?
I actually like to disagree with that. According to studies from the University of Washington, they show that 80% of people freeze, or of untrained people freeze when they're faced with unexpected danger. And considering the fact that we're sampling from 100 average male humans, most of them are likely to be untrained. So a lot of them are going to freeze at the start, which will give the gorilla an opportunity to wipe out a large portion of the men. And by the time they realize that they have no choice but to fight or die, at least like 50% of the men will be down, and then they lose like a large portion of their power.
Now,
John, I have a question for you. Do you think the gorilla will feel any fear, or will it like not want to fight the humans because of like charging crowd?
I feel like the gorilla, well, it wouldn't really feel that much fear because the gorilla's pain tolerance, according to National Geographic, a gorilla's pain tolerance is extremely high. And when faced in that situation, the gorilla's or in the rules we established for this situation, the gorilla knows that it has to fight the people, and it has no choice. And yeah.
yeah, so yeah, great analogy there, and yeah, sure, the gorilla doesn't feel pain and everything, but it of course feels pain, but not as much as you said. However, I feel like us as humans, like we're also scared of like bugs or like mosquitoes and stuff, and not cause like they'll like bite us. Like if a mosquito bites you, it's not sure, it might itch a little bit, but it's not gonna hurt. But like humans are still, I wouldn't say maybe like afraid a little bit, and then they are kind of scared, especially with bees as well. Even though if bees do bite you, they'll kill you. They'll kill themselves actually. So I feel like for gorilla it'd be like the same way, as in if the gorilla saw 100 men, it would probably be scared, even though it doesn't really feel that much pain.
But so would the humans would be scared. Our natural instincts are self-preservation at the core, and like the humans will do naturally everything they can in their power to preserve themselves. So once they see that initial wave of humans get killed, their instincts are going to tell them to run away.
Yeah, that's true. However, if they can't run away, because in this case they can't run away, right? So, as I said before, like it'll come to a point where the men will have to, like, they'll realize they'll have to fight back or else they'll all die.
John,
And then when that comes, it's over.
John, I agree that Gorilla is very strong, but don't you think that out of those 100 guys, one of them has to have gym bro rage, divorce that energy, and a creatine addiction? I think it's over for the Gorilla. Okay, never mind. So moving on, let's look at the actual strategies now. So Victor, for the 100 people, do you think if they could strategize before, what the strategy would be and how it would change their game plan?
Yeah, so if the men could strategize, I feel like, I mean, they'd definitely win. If they simply just like went in like a circle, they formed a circle, and they just like went for like maybe like one of the legs, and the, like, let's say 15 men went for one leg, 15 went for the other, and then like let's say other 15 go for like the back, and then other 15 go for like the one arm, and then the other 15 go for another arm. I mean, then it's over. If they all, it's like a synchronized attack, and they're all doing it together, I mean, there's no chance the Gorilla would win.
Okay, very interesting. So you think that the people should all attack at once instead of starting a wave? Why do you think waves of people attacking wouldn't be as effective?
Yeah, I feel like, I mean, especially if it's like one person, say like one person went to fight a gorilla 1v1. I mean, of course, there's no way they'd win. Like a person couldn't be it. Like a one-on-one, a gorilla is destined. No matter who you are, if like you're getting destroyed by a gorilla. However, if you combine like a group of people, that's where it starts again. That's where the humans overpower the gorilla.
John, what about you? Do you see that plan breaking down, or do you think it's gonna work?
I feel like, why would the gorilla let itself get surrounded? The gorilla has much more maneuverability than a mob of 100 humans. It can go around the outskirts of the mob, pick off the humans. At least that's what I would do if I was a gorilla.
Well, you're not though, and that wouldn't work either way though, because first, because the gorilla's not that smart, and even if it was, you can't just circle around. Like there's 100 men going in a circle. Like sure, you may get like 5. But like by the time it gets 5, like the men will already be jumping on the gorilla and climbing on it, and probably choking it to death. And
A gorilla is much faster than the average human, and a mob of 100 humans, they're gonna be like in each other's ways. They can't maneuver as fast as a gorilla on 2 arms can. Like, you know.
Yeah, no, exactly. What you just said, it contradicts your argument.
How?
Like, you're saying it like has 2 arms. Exactly. The humans have what, like 200 legs. So like yeah, sure.
Yeah, but they're blocking each other.
No, not really, bro. Because if it's like a wave, bro, they'll like it comes together. Like, have you not seen like 100? Like, let's say 30 people sprint. Like, yeah, sure. Like they'll kind of wait for each other a little bit. They're not gonna trip on each other and fall. Like they'll have enough
With that fear and panic at the start, I don't know if they'll be coordinated enough to do that.
I mean, yeah. If they had it, like if it was alive or death, then yeah. And in this case,
you think so?
Victor, I have a question for you. So I see what you mean with the mob of people rushing in, but what about the people that since it's so packed, what about people that can't reach the gorilla? What are they gonna do?
They'll just wait in line, I guess. I mean, yeah, really just wait for their turn, wait until someone else dies or the gorilla dies. If the gorilla dies, it's over.
Okay, I mean exactly. Those people are waiting. They're not moving around. The gorilla can move around and do that.
Yeah, sure. And then the gorilla kills one guy, and then there's another one on top of him, and then there's another one on top of him. Like it's
on
over.
His arms? Well, the people are grabbing on his arms. He can just slam them down.
Yeah, sure. He slams one down, and then there's another one on his arm, and as he's about to slam the other person down, then there's another like.
You think that the humans can have the capability to grab a gorilla's arm mid swing?
Like after his swings, yeah.
Let's look at some overlooked traits. So, John, do you think there are any underrated advantages of a gorilla that people might underestimate?
Yeah, so according to National Geographic, gorillas have really incredibly dense bones, and their muscles are made with fast twitch fibers, which allows them to output an explosive amount of force in one singular moment. So what this means is their bones and muscles are like built for like impact. So even if you land a hit, it might not do anything. Another thing is that their pain tolerance is much higher than that of humans. Humans, like, that's one of the biggest weaknesses of humans in this fight. They're naturally afraid of pain.
Yeah, and what makes you say that a gorilla isn't afraid of pain?
What?
Like, well, how do you know a gorilla is not afraid of pain?
according to National
No,
Geographic.
no.
that
It
pain
said they
tolerance
don't
is
feel a lot of pain, but you like. It doesn't say they're not afraid of pain.
to living out in the wild and experiences fighting every day. And
Not
modern
every
day, our
not every
biggest problem on an average day is a seminar podcast. The gorilla actually has to fight other animals and survive.
Overall, though, like 100 men are beating. Cause it's 100 people is a lot of people. Like I feel like y'all having like John, you're having like a hard time processing how many people are 100 people. Like, it's a lot of people.
You're having a hard time processing the fact that these people are not perfect people, that their only purpose is to fight and kill the gorilla. Their natural instinct is self-preservation.
Yeah, exactly.
At the
Self-preservation, which is why they would have to attack the gorilla.
Which is why a lot of people would be reluctant to go into the gorilla, especially the first few people. The gorilla can knock out a bunch of people at the start.
Sure. Let's say like 20, but then the other 80 people will have to realize, okay, if they don't do anything, they'll all die. So they might as well attack the gorilla and die trying to save everyone. 100 people, yeah, they might have their footwork might not be the best. They might not be as strong as a gorilla, but when it's 100 people, like, it's pretty much over. Even with the fear factor, the men will still win.
Think so?
Wait, no. Actually, and something I haven't talked about yet is the fatigue factor as well for the gorilla.
Okay, and that's a wrap on today's episode. Listeners, what do you think? Do you think the jungle foe or the humans will triumph? Put your answers in the comments below and make sure you subscribe to our podcast. Thank you so much for listening. Shout out Mr. DeMarchi. Bye.